Greetings in Jesus' wonderful name and welcome to Riverside Chats. I begin a new series today on Rachel. She was a sister, the younger sister of Leah. You cannot look at Leah and Rachel apart from each other. Their story is intertwined with their husband, Jacob. I told you that I'm biased to character study. I love history. I love story. I love narrative. And I'm hoping through this narrative, I will teach you some scriptural truth. We don't want to vilify Rachel. Rachel is an intriguing character in her own right. Absolutely beautiful. A shepherdess. Growing up in primary school, in music class, we learnt a song. Be kind, gentle shepherdess, and hark to my call, and bid me to enter your cottage so small. Too late have I wandered alone in the wood. The night is upon me, grant shelter and food. Alas, Purin's huntsman, pray what you with me. There out in the open my lodging might be. I cannot grow. I cannot stay longer. My meaning is plain. My door is locked up, sir. Don't ask me again. That song is about the conversation between a shepherdess and a young man. Jacob flees from his father Isaac's home. He was his mama's boy. In some ways, most of us are mama's boys. My mother was only 17 when I was born. There is a strong connection between my mother. I love talking to my mother. Actually, earlier on, we used to call once a week, at least once a week. Then, in the days of WhatsApp and internet, calling is cheap and unlimited. We graduated to more than one time a week. And now, as she gets older at 82, we talk to each other about every day. We might skip a day here and there. There is a strong bond between sons and mothers, fathers and daughters. But this is not always so. I had a good relationship with both my parents, but particularly a stronger relationship with my mother. Oh, my father was a wonderful man. I shared in the last program how, since his death in 2002, I've come to realize what a good man he was and how much sacrifices he made for us and how much he loved me and loved my siblings. Jacob was mama's boy. They both decided, because Esau, his brother, wanted to kill him for stealing the birthright, to go to his uncle Laban's house and there perhaps marry one of Laban's daughters. Jacob goes on that journey. Although he stole the birthright, he was so zealous for the birthright. On the other hand, Esau, his brother, despised the birthright. The birthright is a blessing. Don't despise the blessing. Honor the blessing. I live in a zone of blessing. I am blessed coming in and blessed going out. I am blessed rising up and going to bed. For from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. I want you to familiarize yourself with the story of Jacob and Leah and Rachel. Read as an assignment through this series, Genesis 29 through Genesis 35. These are the words of Moses and inspired scripture. He comes close to the house of Laban and he asks a stranger, have you heard of Laban? He says, yes. As a matter of fact, there comes his daughter, Rachel, to the well. Ooh, it was love at first sight. A gorgeous shepherdess, beautiful, a desert queen. As she made her way to Jacob, he fell head over heels in love with Rachel. She was a good looker. She was absolutely beautiful. Jacob's heart skipped a beat. He was in love. And more than anything, he wanted to marry her. She was his cousin. She was family. They talk. Jacob reveals to Rachel who he really is. She's excited. He's handsome himself. And he is her relative. In those cultures, it was much better to marry a closer relative than a complete stranger. She takes him home, shows him to the father. Jacob is blessed. You know, when you are blessed, you bless those around you. Those around you will come into blessing by association. We are partakers of each other's grace, said the Apostle Paul. Your friends define you. Who you hang out with rubs off on you. I want you to examine your friendships right now. Are your friends godly? Do they love the things of God? Do they have good moral values? Do good words proceed out of their mouth? Are they kind and people of character? Associate with good friends. Rachel too was in love. She loved Jacob. Jacob loved her. I've been blessed all my life, and my parents have been blessed too. But I remember when I submitted to the ministry, when I surrendered to preach, God called me when I was 17. I began studies at the Bible college when I was 18, and I left home. My father worked in a sugar mill. There was a pastor, his name was Pastor Victor. He was a friend of my pastor, Pastor Dixon. And they came home and spoke to my parents about me going to Bible college. These two pastors were graduates of the Johannesburg Bible Institute in Johannesburg. There was a Bible college in Durban, but the one in Johannesburg was preferred by them. And so they encouraged me to go there, and I was excited. Pastor Victor told my father, you know, you are blessed in your job at the moment, but when your son leaves, God is going to bless you even more. It's amazing. My father got a new job when I left, and I was working just for a few months. My father earned a substantial raise in his pay that added to my pay plus his previous pay. God will bless your family because of you. God will bless your grandchildren because of you. God will bless your children because of you. There is a blessing by association. God will bless your wife because of you. God will bless your husband because of you. And that's the blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Aaronic blessing. The Lord make his face shine upon you. The Lord be gracious unto you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. As we look at Rachel, Rachel is a good example of faith. She was a godly mother. She was a prayer warrior, and she even prophesied. Her son, Joseph, would be head over heels in character. Excuse me. Putting all of Leah's sons together. Leah's sons had more destiny associated with them. Judah. From Judah comes the Messianic tribe. And Jesus is a descendant of Judah, Leah's son. But Rachel's son, Joseph, is made a coat of many colors. He's loved by his father. He's favored by his father. Favoritism is wrong. We should love our kids equally. And even if it's hard to love them equally, don't make our preference of one kid to another public. I want to say, don't prefer one kid over another. But sometimes, being human, we cannot but love the kid that loves us more and appreciates us more and does not despise us. But don't make it public. Don't let words come out of your mouth that prefers one kid above the other. In the study, we will study Rachel as a woman we could emulate. I'm talking particularly to women, and also a lady that we can learn from and not emulate her bad points. So we're going to talk about the good and the bad and the ugly in this giant, Rachel, in the scriptures. I introduced you to Rachel, daughter of Laban or Laban, sister of Leah, the favorite love of Jacob's life, the one whom he had worked not 7 years for, but 14 years for. This is love that developed at first sight, and they loved each other till the day she died. God bless you, and thank you for joining me. We are looking forward to this series on Rachel. As we've enjoyed the series on Leah, we would look with anticipation on this series too. God bless you and love you.